Ever felt like you're kind of just there in your relationship while your partner seems busy with everything else? You're definitely not the only one feeling that way. Being important to someone doesn't mean you have to be the only thing in their world. It's more about finding a good balance. Like being important but not the only thing they care about. Now, you might wonder, how do you get to be more of a priority without making a big fuss? Well, we've got some cool tips and tricks for that. In this video, we're going to talk about 10 psychological strategies that can really help to give you priority. These aren't about demanding to be number one all the time. It's more about understanding how relationships work and doing small things that make a big difference. So, let's check out these strategies and see how you can make things better in your relationship all around in a really positive way. Now, the first strategy is very important, and this is to know your worth. Sometimes in relationships, we can kind of lose track of how awesome we are. When you're feeling like you're not that important to your partner, it's easy to start focusing all your energy on them and forget about yourself. It's like you're putting yourself on the back burner. If you don't remember how valuable you are, you might stay quiet when your partner isn't treating you right. You might think, well, maybe that's just what I deserve. But hey, that's not true. So the first step, start remembering your own worth. Love yourself, take care of yourself. When you know how great you are, it's easier for others, including your partner, to see it too. Moving on to our next tip, which is trust your intuition. You know how sometimes things just feel right or wrong, but you can't explain why? That's your intuition talking. To really hear it though, you need to slow down a bit. When you're always on the go, it's tough to notice what your gut is telling you. Let's say deep down you feel like your partner is taking you for granted. Your intuition is whispering that to you. Don't ignore it. Speak up, tell him how you feel, or maybe you feel a bit neglected. Say it out loud. If he really cares, he'll listen and try to make things better. Next up on our list is something super important. Setting and enforcing your boundaries. Think of boundaries like your personal rules in a relationship. They will let you and your partner know what's okay and what's not. So you've got your boundaries, right? The key part is actually making sure they stick. It's one thing to say, hey, this is important to me, but it's another to make sure it's respected. Now, this can be tough, but if your boundaries keep getting ignored and nothing's changing, you've got to be ready for some big decisions. And yeah, that might mean thinking about whether this relationship is right for you. Alright, here's the next strategy. Get back to who you were before. Remember how you were when you first started your relationship? There's a good chance that you had a bunch of things you loved doing, right? Chances are you had a pretty cool, full life back then. And guess what? That's probably what made you super attractive to your partner in the first place. If your life is all about your relationship now and nothing else, it can actually make things a bit less exciting for both of you. So, start doing those things that made you happy and confident again. When you focus on being your awesome self, doing things that make you feel good, you'll probably find that you start becoming a priority for your partner again. Focus on living your best life and watch how everything else starts falling into place. Next strategy is creating a fear of loss. Creating a fear of loss can actually make you more of a priority. People often react more strongly to the idea of losing something than the thought of gaining something new. It's like when you suddenly realize you might lose something important to you, you start to appreciate it way more. That's just how we're wired. For instance, if you start focusing on your own life more, like we talked about earlier, your partner might begin to see how awesome you are and how much they could lose if they don't step up their game. It's about showing them that you're a person with your own life, interests, and friends. You're not just waiting around for them. Next, moving on to keeping some mystery in the relationship. There's something about mystery that's just, well, intriguing. People are often drawn to things that are a little enigmatic, a little mysterious. It's like when you're reading a good book and you can't put it down because you want to find out what happens next. That's the kind of vibe mystery can bring to a relationship. For example, having your own hobbies, interests, and even plans that you don't share every little detail about. This can make your partner more curious about you and your life. It keeps things fresh and interesting. When you have that air of mystery, your partner might find themselves more connected and engaged with you. They're attracted to this intriguing side of you that they don't fully know yet. Next up is prioritizing your needs. Now, you might be thinking, isn't that being selfish? But taking care of your needs is about making sure you're not always putting yourself last. It's like when you're on a plane. And they tell you to put on your oxygen mask first before helping others. You can't be there for someone else if you're not taking care of yourself first, right? When you look after your own needs, you're in a better place to be part of a healthy, balanced relationship. It's not about demanding all the attention for yourself, it's about not always being the one who sacrifices everything. Here's next. Surrounding yourself with people who see you as a priority. This can actually boost your chances of being seen as a priority in your relationship too. When you're around friends and family who really value you, it kind of rubs off on you. You start to feel more important, more valued, and it's like getting a reminder that you're awesome and deserve to be treated well. It's kind of like leading by example. Your partner sees how your friends and family treat you, and it sets a benchmark. They think, hey, these people really value and prioritize them. Maybe I should be doing the same. Moving forward, next strategy is create your own happiness. If you want to become a priority in someone's life, it starts with being happy on your own. Think about it. When you're happy with your own life, you bring a certain kind of energy into a relationship. It's this positive, vibrant vibe that's really attractive. It's like you're not just looking for someone to fill a gap in your life, you're looking for someone to share your already awesome life with. Creating your own happiness can be pursuing a hobby you love, focusing on your career, hanging out with friends, or just taking time for yourself to relax and do things you enjoy. When you're happy with who you are and what you're doing, it shows. You become more confident, more self-assured, and that's a big deal in a relationship. Your partner sees this happy, independent person and thinks, wow, they've got their own thing going on, and I want to be a part of that. The final strategy is being willing to walk away from someone who doesn't prioritize you. If you're in a relationship where you constantly feel like you're on the back burner, it can really wear you down. But if you have the courage to say, I deserve better, and actually mean it, that sends a huge message, not just to your partner, but to yourself too. This kind of move shows that you value yourself. It's like saying, I know I'm worth being someone's priority, and if you can't see that, I need to find someone who does. Sometimes this can be the wake-up call your partner needs, but even if it's not, it can open the door for someone else to come into your life. Someone who really sees your value and treats you like the priority you are. Alright, that's all we've got for today's video, friends. What did you think? We'd love to hear your thoughts on these strategies. Drop your views in the comment section below, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Can't wait to catch you in the next video. Until then, best wishes, and remember, you deserve to be a priority in your relationships.